Imagine waking up tomorrow and TikTok is just gone. No more viral videos, no more TikTok shop, no more creators going from zero to hero overnight. What happens to brands? What happens to influencers? What happens to you, right? Guys, I've been in e-commerce and social commerce for years. I've been helping e-commerce brands grow through platforms like TikTok. Our agency has helped the fastest brand go from 0 to 1 million on TikTok Shop in North America. But also I have been watching and listening to the Supreme Court case. And so I want to talk about what happens if TikTok goes away. Today, I'm going to be talking about how brands and creators would be affected if TikTok gets banned. I'm going to talk about where audiences and opportunities will shift if TikTok gets banned. And then I'm going to talk about some actionable steps that you can take to future-proof your business and thrive no matter what happens. All right, let's get into it. So, the cultural effect, the ripple effects of a TikTok ban. TikTok is deeply embedded into pop culture, right? We know that. We have the dance trends, we have viral challenges, we have 70 million Americans that are on the platform daily. It is the biggest search engine in North America right now. It has the most amount of searches on it. And we have seen brands go from zero to absolutely viral overnight. And there's no other platform in North America that can quite do that. And so what does this mean exactly? Number one, let's talk about the creator economy impact, right? Small creators do rely on TikTok and specifically on TikTok Shop. As you guys know, I have been absolutely at the forefront of TikTok Shop over the past year and really talking about what that is going to do for social commerce in North America. And these small creators really do rely on that. In our creator community that we have at Social Commerce Club, we have seen people go from this being a side gig to being able to actually like pay off debt, being able to pay off mortgages, that kind of difference that they're able to make. Lots of creators have built their entire careers on TikTok and they have millions of followers on TikTok and they don't necessarily on other channels. Losing this could mean starting from scratch somewhere else with an algorithm that is not going to take them to the next step. Tons of influencer collaborations are directly on TikTok. And when we talk about TikTok Shop specifically, there is no alternative yet. YouTube shopping is getting there, but I will talk about some alternatives. Don't worry, stick around till the end, and I'm going to make sure to talk about alternatives. I'm going to talk about things that you can potentially do to be able to continue to thrive in this world of social commerce, right? So let's talk about a TikTok creator. They have 500,000 followers, but they may struggle to actually replicate that same audience engagement over on Instagram or YouTube without that discovery algorithm. And that's the incredible thing that we've seen about TikTok over the years. And that's why it has been so phenomenal for so many brands is there's this discovery algorithm that we didn't have previously within previous other algorithms. Now, let's talk about some brand challenges, right? So there's a lot of brands right now relying on TikTok Shop and viral content for sales. And there's a lot of brands that we work with and really, really big brands that are seeing what we like to call the TikTok Shop effect across a lot of channels. So TikTok going away might be a really, really big deal. Ad costs might spike on other platforms, right? As brands migrate all of that over. Recently, there was an offer for TikTok, $300 billion. Just imagine the amount of revenue that they must be doing in ads right now to necessitate a $300 billion offer when Twitter went for, I believe, around $40 billion when it was purchased. This is on a completely other level. Niche products that thrive on TikTok may actually struggle to find that same level of traction somewhere else, right? So let's just think about a small beauty brand, and let's say small being sub $10 million, right? And they've got all of their influencers on TikTok, right? The majority of their influencers are on TikTok. They're doing things on TikTok that don't necessarily translate over to Reels or Shorts or Snapchat or some of those other channels, right? Without it, they're going to need to invest absolutely heavily in building their presence onto other platforms. It's not cheap and it's not quick. So number two, let's talk about where users and businesses are going to actually go, right? Attention doesn't disappear, it just shifts, right? So here's what we would expect the migration to look like to happen. So number one, going over to Instagram Reels, right? Instagram's already competing with TikTok. Their algorithm has gotten a lot better, and Meta's gonna pour a lot more resources into Reels to absorb TikTok's user base. What I believe is that Meta is getting ready for social commerce on their platform, that they're going to relaunch and reinvent shops. Not that shops have disappeared, but shops have not been performing nearly as well as TikTok Shop has. And so I really truly believe what we're going to see Meta do this year, no matter what we're going to be able to see, is Meta is going to release an affiliate platform and be able to scoop up a lot of these affiliates if TikTok does go away, right? Let's be honest though, Instagram's algorithm prioritizes connections over discovery, right? It has gotten different, right? But it still does prioritize that comparatively. So we're not seeing the same kind of virality for creators or for brands over on Instagram Reels. Now let's talk about YouTube Shorts, and probably lots of you guys are watching this video on YouTube. YouTube has a great monetization structure, right? And a huge user base. The problem is YouTube shopping isn't quite there yet, right? So when we think about the majority of these creators that are making a lot of money right now, and the ones that are making, millions of dollars right now, those creators are not necessarily making money for people paying for posting. They're making money because of TikTok Shop and the affiliate algorithm. So Shorts would become the go-to place, I believe, for creators looking to generate revenue, right? I believe that a lot of creators would then go to long-form revenue and they would attempt to build over there. So I really do think that those are kind of the two places. Interesting, we've seen some interesting things over onto Snapchat as well this year, which I am very interested in seeing where Snapchat goes and potentially a lot of that audience coming over there. There are some other emerging platforms right now, apps like Lemonade. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. BeReal, again, Snapchat is another alternative. These platforms could potentially provide new monetization opportunities. The problem is none of them have the affiliate marketplace built out like TikTok Shop does. And that's why TikTok Shop has done so incredibly well, right? All right, let's talk about what happens to brands if TikTok goes away. All right. Number one, reduced organic reach, right? If you are seeing, I know a lot of brands that have built their entire organic reach based on TikTok's algorithm, right? There's going to just be a reduced organic reach no matter what, right? I know that the users will go somewhere else, but the organic reach is not going to be the same on those platforms. And again, it's going to take longer. So TikTok's For You page is unmatched in organic discovery. That is the big problem that we're seeing right now, right? Brands that relied heavily on this for low cost customer acquisition are just going to face higher costs on other platforms like Meta. There's going to be a big shift in advertising strategy. And number three here is the halo effect, right? TikTok doesn't just drive sales, it drives awareness and impacts massive amounts of search traffic, website visits, and sales on all other platforms. That's what I don't think people really understand with the gravity of TikTok going away. So what happens to creators if TikTok goes away? They have a loss of built-in discovery, right? That's huge. Lots of them just don't have a diversified revenue stream, right? A lot of them rely on TikTok Shop specifically. And that's the really big deal here. But don't worry. By the time I get to the end of it, we are going to talk about a few ways that you are going to be able to actually diversify and ways, if TikTok does go away, what is the plan? And I want to make sure that you guys understand that there is a plan for this. Building community elsewhere is incredibly important. One of the things that we've done at Social Commerce Club is we've always built our communities off platform, right? So we build our communities on own platform, specifically on WhatsApp, on Discord, on these places that can't be touched. And so our creator community, our high GMV creator community that has produced almost $50 million in the last 6 months, knows what to do next, right? And the people don't go away, right? And their skill doesn't go away. But what does go away is TikTok, right? And their platform that they did have for that. Now, a lot of these creators are able to create content for other platforms. What do we do, right? So let's talk about how to protect yourself and your brand to thrive in a world that may not have TikTok. So if you are not on Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Snap, start building those audiences now, right? Ask your audience on TikTok as things happen right now to come and follow you on some of those other platforms. I would highly recommend going over to YouTube Short. YouTube is very, very fast growing for followers, especially on Shorts. Their algorithm is tending to get a lot better. Number 2, own your audience, right? Build an email list continually. I don't need to tell the brands to do that, right? But build your email, your SMS, and your group list. And I'm going to be talking more about group shortly because those are assets that are in your control, right? Maximize your content. Make sure to go through and actually download as much of that content as you can from TikTok, just in case it does go away. That's another really big thing, right? Is do not leave that content just out there. Make sure that you take that content. And there's a lot of different things. If you go and Google, there's a lot of different apps that you can use to be able to do that. You can go and use SSS Talk. That is one of them, though that's got a lot of ads on it. There's a lot of better ones out there, and there's some paid ones as well. Number 3, maximize your content, right? Repurpose your TikToks into Reels, Shorts, Pinterest content, right? That's another one really big spot as well. And just remember that one video can go a long ways. As usual, test and experiment and build real connections, right? Focus on storytelling and value-driven content to build loyalty no matter what. Now, I want to talk about one really interesting concept that I have, and it's bringing the TikTok shop social commerce concept over onto whatever platform you want. So there's some incredible tools out there. And I'm not partnered with these guys, but I really like Creator Commerce. Now, the reason why I like Creator Commerce is they're able to spin up influencer pages incredibly quick. So they can spin up these influencer pages that are co-branded incredibly quick. And they can also do payouts right from traffic that lands on those pages. And so you can actually create the same type of experience on a Creator Commerce page that you could before on TikTok Shop. And so you can continue to run paid affiliate marketing on all of your paid social channels that then go over into your direct consumer store. So it's a really great thing to be testing. It's something that we're going to be testing at Social Commerce Club. And it's exactly what I've been talking about all year on TikTok Shop. And that's a really, really great way to, number 1, diversify your income. And number 2, diversify the way that you are marketing. What we have seen because of TikTok Shop is that whitelisting is the way to go, right? When we talk about spark codes, that is whitelisting, right? Whitelisting influencer. Whitelisting will not be going away, and it is integral to social commerce. So let's talk about, let's land this plane here. If TikTok goes away, it's not the end, right? It's just the next big shift. Over the years, have been through a lot of big shifts. I've been in e-commerce since 2014, and I have seen all of the shifts through 2014. We've seen iOS 14.5. When I first started, I was selling hoverboards, and I was selling hoverboards using Google search, and that was basically all that worked at that time. The brands and creators who adapt quickly are going to survive. The ones who would diversify fast off of or adjacent to TikTok Shop and social commerce are going to be ahead of the curve, right? Now, what do I think is going to happen? I don't. I'm filming this while I was listening to, right before this, listening to the Supreme Court ruling. It's going back and forth right now. You could be watching this video and thinking to yourself, okay, well, TikTok is going away. That is just so you guys know the sort of timeline of when I was filming this here. So here's the question that I have for the comments. What do you think is going to happen if TikTok disappears? What are you going to do? What interesting things are you going to do as a brand and as a creator? Let's connect, and I would love to help you navigate this shift. We'll be navigating this at Social Commerce. I own a very large agency that helps brands in this social commerce space. I just want to say, and this is sort of landing this now. Social commerce is not dead if TikTok goes away. Influencers are not dead if TikTok goes away. We will be pivoting and finding other ways to help brands succeed in this world of social commerce and continuing on. So until next time, see ya.